Thank you for joining us here at 11. I'm Laurel Porter.
And I'm David Molko, and new tonight we're taking a closer look into yet another report that confirms widespread misconduct in women's pro soccer for a decade, most notably within the Portland Thorns organization.
This comes on the heels of an investigation that prompted the firing of 2 team executives and Merritt Paulson putting the Thorns up for sale. Let's bring in Alma McCarty. And Alma, a lot of the findings and recommendations here seem disturbingly familiar.
Well, yes, they do. This report, commissioned by both the league and the Players Association, further confirmed what the so-called Yates report found when it was released back in October: widespread misconduct perpetuated by a toxic environment.
After a roller coaster of a year,
It's been a roller coaster, mainly going downhill.
fans of the Portland Thorns hope the latest report into allegations and issues will lead to real change for players in this club and for the entire league. Gabby Rosas is part of the Rose City Riveters.
You can't just do whatever you want. You can't say whatever you want. You can't treat people however you want. That mentality needs to go away.
Wednesday's report comes a little more than 2 months after another high-profile investigation. In October, the Yates report found emotional abuse and sexual misconduct were systemic in the sport, spanning multiple teams. That included the Thorns organization. Investigators also ran into problems accessing documents and witnesses while working on this report. The new Covington report found much of the same to be true. The joint investigation team found, quote, that the underlying culture of the NWSL created fertile ground for misconduct to go unreported.
The culture of the NWSL that kind of enabled not just abuse to flourish, but to not be reported, is this culture of be grateful, be loyal, you're playing, and that's a gift. And Portland, I think especially, was able to use that to its advantage because for so long in this league, it was the team.
Meg Linehan is a senior writer with The Athletic, covering women's soccer. Her story highlighting the allegations against former Thorns coach Paul Riley sparked the current investigations. While he was head coach of the team, Riley allegedly sexually coerced players, provided alcohol to players and drank excessively with them, and made derogatory comments about players' weight and sexual orientation. The new Covington report found that the Thorns, U.S. Soccer, and the NWSL enabled Riley's coaching career for another 6 years for failing to be transparent about the allegations and findings of misconduct against Riley in 2015.
And there's a lot of finger pointing at who knew what and who would have been able to say more. But fundamentally, I still think that there is a failing that any of these people with knowledge of the investigation from 2015 could have at any point said more.
There's a lot more to this latest report, a full 128 pages of it with additional details into that misconduct and how the league plans to move forward. We'll have a link to it on kgw.com. Meantime, fans hope action will be swift with the 2023 season just around the corner. We've reached out to the team for comment, but have yet to hear back. David?